Hi friends, this is Steve from the Worley Fly Company. Welcome to our Saturday roundtable of fly tying with Tim Irish. Tim's going to be tying his ice wing streamers today for you.
Hey folks, I'm going to be doing an ice wing streamer. I've had another video that we have on our website and on YouTube about using ice wing material, but they're actually going to show you a pattern that you can do, and you can vary that pattern a little bit to meet your needs. And on tying bait fish or the fish that bass and trout might be eating, and it's really simple and easy to do. I'm going to take about a size 6 1/X long nymph hook actually, but I'm using it as a streamer hook here, and it's the Dairiki number 6060. Then we're going to tie on to the very front part of this hook, and we're going to put some eyes on it. Now you could use any color of a lead eye or a brass eye if you wanted to. I'm going to really be doing do all this on a bead chain eye, and that's because we don't really want to fish it deep all the time. And if you want to fish it deep, use a sinking line or a sink tip or something. So I'm not going to put something very heavy in here, but I think eyes are important. So I'm going to make a bed for the back side of the eyes, for the rear part of the eyes, by putting my finger really tight in here and coming up and building a really high thread bed right tight to my fingers. Then I come forward a little bit and build another one. And what we'll end up doing is making a bed for these eyes to sit in so they don't go all the heck on it. So I've got a little bed there to set this on. So I build this bed of thread here. We kind of have a little bed built like this on there, and I'm going to take these bead chain eyes. And I'm using some gold, but you could use silver or any other color. And I'm going to put that right into that little thread bed that I got there, and then wrap around one of the eyes and pull it down. Then wrap around the other eye and pull it down. And you may have to repeat that process twice in here to stabilize this, and then figure eight it once, and you have your eyes on there. That'd be the same procedure that I'd do with lead eyes or brass eyes or something heavier than these chain eyes that I'm using right now. And now we're going to come all the way to the back, and we're going to make a body on this thing. I'm going to make a little bit of a blue body on this thing. I'm kind of doing maybe a little rainbow trout fry of some sorts. But we're going to actually put a body on this. And you look at this piece here, and you think, how can you make a nice looking body out of this really unruly things here? But watch how you can take this and bring it right up. I wrapped it around the thread first, you saw, and then I can bring it up here, grab the thread and the mylar, and bring it all forward like this. Nice, even, real durable mylar body that I'm putting on this thing. It only takes me about 15 seconds to do it. That's pretty cool. And this stuff comes in 28 different colors. It's called Ice Wing again, and it's available in our retail store. It's also available on our web store at WorleyBuggerFlyco.com. So you have all those colors to play with, and in this case I'm doing a blue body, but now we're going to do the rest of the fly, and I'm going to do a belly. Almost all the bellies of fish is this kind of pearlescent sort of white color that you see here, and again I'm going to wrap this around the thread itself, and that allows me to place it wherever I want it. If I want it on the bottom, if I want it on the top, I can put it anywhere I want to. In this case, I'm putting it on the bottom. I kind of figure eight the eyes once, just to lay it down a little bit, and then take half of it and bring it around the hook one way and half around the other one. And let it do that sort of natural split that it has anyway. Put half on one side and half on the other, and then do some more figure eighting around the eyes to kind of push that back along the body. And now you have a nice, see how you have that really nice belly in there. Next, we're going to put a little bit of pink in for the side of the fly. Now, notice I'm going to have red, white, and blue in here, so we're doing a pretty patriotic fly too. Now this red, or what's actually called pink, we're going to put on top, and I'm going to put it right between the two eyes. You can see by putting it around the thread, you can place it anywhere on the body that you'd like. Now put that in, figure eight it again. And notice how you can't pull this out now either, because it's wrapped around the thread and not around the hook. So that's really cool. Now they have this color called minnow back. It actually says right there minnow back, and that's because almost every little bait fish has this yummy looking olivey kind of color for its back. And this is actually specifically dyed to this color to be the back of any minnow pattern or bait fish pattern. So we're going to grab a good amount of that, wrap it around the thread again, bring that right up on top. Again, we want this one all the way up on top. Now we can kind of push all this back together and kind of make it look, your head look kind of nice and everything. Also notice as I turn this here, you don't see any bulk up here. That's because it's not wrapped around the hook, it's wrapped around the thread. So by wrapping it around the thread, you achieve a whole lot of different things. First off, you can't pull it out. It doesn't leave any bulk up there. And now you can make a nice looking little head up front here and whip finish it. And we're going to be done in just a jiffy here. You can see how these things are really easy to tie. So we throw in a whip finish, but the last thing you have to do is trim it. Now I've got a pretty good mess going here, but it's going to make it look a whole lot nicer here once you get it trimmed. I'll trim it down to about the size I want, which is about 2 times the length of the hook, and just give it one big cut right there. And you're going to have some unruly things that kind of try to mess your fly up, but we'll just cut those out of the way, and then we'll kind of shape the fly. We're going to take and taper the back end just a little bit, and we'll taper this back end and make it look real nice here. And of course you can pull it out of your vise to do this, all this trim work too. Sometimes that makes it easier. As you can see, you get a nice, all the rainbow colors there. And looks real cool and everything, but some other variations. Here's a larger one that I did. Now I also did this one where I took some leader material and made a Duncan loop, a little, and cinched it up on the material. That makes it look a little stiffer in the water, but it looks really, really cool in the water. So there's a bigger one, and with a tail applied to it. Here's another small, even a little less, a little more skimpier sort of rainbow trout fry. You can even add a little bit of Arctic fox to the top of it. Gives it a little bit more movement. And look how deadly that thing looks. That's killer. And we have here's a sunfish. And I tried to keep the basic shape of a sunfish, a little bit rounder looking, and added some stripes on it to make a sunfish or perch or whatever you want, just by using a black marker, permanent black marker on that. Here's one that I did sort of, it was supposed to be a bluegill, a little bit of blue in there too in the stripes. And lastly, here's just one that doesn't look like much of anything, but man, is that cool looking or what? Really cool looking. So you can do a lot of stuff with a lot of variations of streamers and bait fish patterns, saltwater, freshwater, bass, trout, you name it. Really easy to work with and really cool. So thanks, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.